Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Dan Moore reveals which QB began Week 7 prep with first-team reps. Head coach Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers wouldn't budge on naming a starting quarterback on October 16. He told the media that any decision on who will start behind center in Week 7 will remain in-house. The same will not be the case, though, on who practices with the first-team offense. Steelers left tackle Dan Moore told the media that Russell Wilson practiced with the team's top offense to begin preparation for the New York Jets. Russell Wilson took first-team reps today, Dan Moore confirms, wrote the Johnstown Tribune. Democrats' Amanda Godsey on X, formerly Twitter. Wilson hasn't played in any of Pittsburgh's first 6 games this season. He was on the active roster for the first time on October 13 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. He served as the team's emergency number 3 quarterback in the first 5 games. Wilson was unavailable with the exception of emergency situations because of a calf injury. Justin Fields led the Steelers to a 4-2 record in Wilson's absence. It's not shocking Wilson practiced with the first-team offense on October 16. When talking to reporters the day prior, Tomlin sounded confident Wilson would be on the field with the team's top offense at some point during the week. But with Wilson practicing ahead of Fields to begin the week, it appears NFL Network's Tom Pelissero's report that the Steelers have placed Wilson in line to make his season debut in Week 7 is correct. On October 15, Tomlin declined to name a starting quarterback. But he acknowledged Wilson is healthy and was in consideration to start. The Steelers will host the Jets on Sunday night. Wilson last appeared on the field during the team's preseason finale. He re-injured his calf before Week 1 and didn't dress on the active roster. The 35-year-old signal caller originally injured his calf while pushing a sled on July 26. If Wilson starts, Fields will obviously head to the bench. But that doesn't mean Fields won't play at all. Tomlin teased a package of plays for Fields when Wilson was set to start in Week 1 versus the Atlanta Falcons. On October 15, Tomlin again proposed the idea of Fields and Wilson both playing. Fields has been a terrific asset for the Steelers because of his running ability. He rushed for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 32-19 victory against the Las Vegas Raiders during Week 6. But Fields has left something to be desired from a passing perspective. Although he only has 1 interception and a career-high completion percentage this season, Fields owns a career low in yards per attempt and yards per completion. The Steelers are 28th in passing yards per game. Wilson's veteran experience could help the Steelers unlock more potential in their passing game. But it's worth wondering at what cost. At 35 years old, Wilson doesn't have the same running ability as Fields. On October 15, Tomlin called Fields' legs an X factor. Additionally, Moore and left guard Isaac Seumalo are the only offensive line starters poised to be in the Steelers' lineup versus the Jets in Week 7. To combat that, Tomlin seemingly has the choice between starting the quarterback with quicker decision-making or the legs to overcome a pass rush. Russell Wilson or Justin Fields? There's a case for either. Since firing up the quarterback carousel 7 months ago with the 1-year signing of Russell Wilson, trade of former first-round pick Kenny Pickett and acquisition of Justin Fields, the Pittsburgh Steelers haven't been able to quash conversation around the starting job. From pole position chatter to a training camp battle to a lingering calf injury, the Steelers' most important position is anything but settled as the team enters a pivotal Week 7 primetime matchup against the New York Jets on Sunday Night Football. Though Fields is 4-2 in 6 starts, Wilson has remained atop the depth chart as he works back from the training camp calf injury he aggravated in early September. After proving healthy enough to be active against the Las Vegas Raiders, Wilson is in consideration to start Sunday, Coach Mike Tomlin said. Wilson took first-team reps Wednesday and led the quarterback rotation in individual drills. But coming off a 32-point performance and holding a winning record, the offense seems to have momentum behind Fields. so why consider making a change? Justin has been really good and we've been really good at times, but not to be confused with great, Tomlin said. Man, this is a competitive league. We're trying to position ourselves to be that team, and we got a player with talent who hadn't had an opportunity to play, so we're going to potentially explore those things. Through 6 games, Fields not only leads all quarterbacks with 5 rushing touchdowns, but he's also 4th in quarterback rushing yards. The Steelers haven't had a quarterback this prolific in the run game since Kordell Stewart, who set the franchise record with 11 rushing touchdowns in 1997. Fields' 5 rushing touchdowns are the most by a Steelers quarterback through the first 6 games of a season since Stewart in that 1997 season. Fields and Stewart are also the only Steelers quarterbacks in the Super Bowl era to score multiple rushing touchdowns in multiple games. Asked if Wilson had the same capability in the run game as Fields, Tomlin was blunt. No, he does not, Tomlin said. Justin's legs are an X factor. Not only has Fields' mobility led to points, but it's also been a big help to an offensive line marred by ailments, including season-ending injuries to right tackle Troy Fautanu and right guard James Daniels. With center Zach Frazier's ankle injury, the Steelers are poised to start their 5th offensive line combination Sunday. When you've got a guy like that can make plays with his feet, it takes pressure off of us, left tackle Dan Moore said. We give up pressures and sack situations that he can get out of and not only extend plays but make plays out of it. It helps us out tremendously. While Fields' best assets are his legs, he still has upside in the passing game. With 1 interception and 5 touchdown passes, the Steelers' touchdown-to-interception ratio is tied for 4th in the league. Fields also ranks 13th in completion percentage, 66.5%, and 14th in air yards per attempt, 7.3. While Wilson has historically been a master of the deep ball, Fields was the more accurate of the pair in passes of at least 20 air yards last season. Fields ranked 13th among 32 qualifying quarterbacks by completing 40% of such passes, while Wilson completed 33% of those attempts and ranked 22nd. And in the past 3 seasons, Fields has a higher total QBR than Wilson, outpacing him 52-45. Though Fields had a series of off-target throws against the Raiders, including 3 straight incompletions in the first half that forced the Steelers to settle for a field goal, on the season, he's off-target on 14% of his throws, which ranks 13th among 32 qualified quarterbacks. That mark is also lower than his average of 17% off-target throws over the past 3 seasons. By comparison, Wilson's off-target percentage over the same period was 14%. Everybody has missed throws, Fields said. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect. I mean, it's not about to get in my head or anything. I've missed so many throws in my career, so it is nothing new, it's not anything different. Pittsburgh Steelers star running back sustains rib injury. Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris popped up on the injury report on Wednesday with an injury to his ribs. Harris did not practice, but he has started getting veteran days on Wednesday as the team's workhorse running back. Harris is coming off his best game of the season where he ran 106 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown, torching the Las Vegas Raiders defense. This injury is not expected to be anything serious and Harris is expected to play. He was one of a few players who missed practice along with outside linebacker Nick Herbig, running back Cordarrelle Patterson, and safety Damontae Kazee. Meanwhile, tight end Michael Pruitt and outside linebacker Alex Highsmith continue their match back from injuries, and both players seem destined to return for their game against the New York Jets. Harris has averaged 3.9 yards per carry, but the team is hoping his breakout performance against the Raiders can be a jumpstart to his season and the team's previously stagnant running game. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Najee Harris? Leave your opinion in the comments.